system's not perfect yet. But what is perfection? But perpetual procrastination because you're so scared. Is that's a lot better, I think. Still a little robot-y. Look, I am 40 years old and I am trying to get it together, okay? I felt real old last night talking to my cousin. And before I get officially started, just telling you a little basic stuff about midday. For the day A1s and the day ones, y'all know Co-Size Tangents originally was started with my two best friend cousins. The OG co-hosts of Co-Size and Tangents started it probably, was it COVID? I think it was like mid-COVID or right before COVID. And, the office for the first time, and I was feeling like, oh, me and my cousins are extremely smart Black women, and we deserve to have um I feel like we had some really great things to say. And so I asked them to be on the podcast. We did like 2 episodes. We did 2 episodes and they were fun. We talked about the Black Little Mermaid that was coming out and how the palm colored pilot people were just outraged about a negress playing a beautiful, beautiful Little Mermaid. And it was funny. I think it was pretty insightful. We talked about our careers, and since then pardon me. Since then, our jobs have changed, the world has changed, but the president is didn't. So crazy. I'm still playing with the sound things. So I got this off a TikTok shop, and because there's some plans that I'm putting in place as I turned 40, and I am trying to hold myself into it. Am I like cashing checks that my ass can't cash? I don't know that phrase. I'm so bad at phrases. But, I bought all this on February 27th, thinking that everything was going to be okay. And then on February 20th, the audacity, the last day of Black History Month, we decided as a country, not as a country actually, because, after the ran, we ain't start no beef with you I'm not an official delegation for the Blacks. But on this, I think a lot of us are like, we don't want the smoke. Okay, we are still trying to fight the battle of systemic racism here. And we ain't got the smoke, Playboy. Honey, you know where he lives. It is Googleable, all his places. Again, that is just for entertainment purposes. I do not wish any harm on our beloved D Money, all right? I respect the office of the president, yes. But anyway, I came on here because, again, I set a promise to myself that I was going to record an episode every day. Not every day, every week. In 2026, Lord. And for my 40th birthday, I was going to redefine myself the best way I can. Has there been bumps in the road? Of course. Again, I put all my struggles on the shoulders of the most powerful person in America. All my problems will go away if we voted for Kamala. Again, entertainment purposes. But I just really came on here just because I have to have an outlet. I have to. Like, everything is really, really freaking hard, and I don't know if it's gonna get better. And so instead of trying to constantly dwell in the valley of fear, I am trying to dwell in the land of the present. Working on getting a healthier body. My trainer, shout out to Corey in Love with Love Fitness in Memphis, Tennessee. I got a chair. Hold on. Look at me. I got sound effects, but I think I actually have that horn. I will find out later because I'm not gonna let my ADD take me away from what I was talking about. So I've been working on my health, trying to recommit to my fitness, eating better, but I'm also like, I like to feel like I'm collecting data. And also what I think it really is just a controlled chaos. Like, there's so much chaos in the world, and I'm using that as the excuse to, self-medicate with alcohol and making the excuses, and, but I'm still working out, and I still like feel I still feel like I am still being moderately successful at work because if you're close to me, you know what's going on at work. It's a little crazy times, but I think it's a lot of crazy times at everybody's work because I don't know how we who are in a capitalist country are really doing because capitalism is really difficult right now. Like it's really hard. Money ain't anymore. Like my money doesn't go as far as it used to. Like when I first had this job making what I was making, I was still struggling, but I was not underwater. I felt like I was like on my way of thriving. The economy wasn't terrible. And then I think after the second year, I can't remember. It was maybe I think maybe I realized I was like, man, money is just not stretching like it used to. But anyway, I came to just, remind everybody that I am still here. I'm still standing. I'm still strong. Like if you know that movie, please let me know. Like, let me know in the comments if you know that movie. I love it. Actually, I don't think I've actually watched the movie because it was one of those black trauma movies that I'm just like, I'm opting out of this one. Because usually, as a black person, we try to support the black historical fictions because we got to keep educating our minds somehow, some shape, form, or fashion. But some movies, I'm just like, I'm going to opt out of that because your girl can't take the trauma. Okay. I'm still trying. Oh, I got too much echo. Maybe I could have just turned down the echo. My bad, y'all. Reading is fundamental. Maybe I was just liking it too much. But yeah, so I hope that's easier to enjoy. But yeah, um but yeah, the main purpose of this podcast episode is I was lovingly called out by the OG cousin, J Money, Jennifer Philly, get silly. And she was telling me, like, you are still doing well, but there are some aggressive things that I am doing that is having her worry. And say, I don't, God, I hope this is not too much pressure on her. And I think I've asked her, making sure I'm not burdening her because as we're getting older, I'm constantly being reminded that we are going through big girl things. You know, we're going through big girl things. Like I am perimenopausal. Oh my God. Like what? I am perimenopausal. I know the date is started in September of 2024 at my friend's wedding. Yeah, it was really hot, but I was sweating unusually hard. Like I sweat hard, but I was unusually sweaty. Was I wearing a sweater because I thought maybe fall was going to happen and it wasn't going to be 90 degrees? Yes. But it was just so long. Like usually my body just calms down, but it was just the whole night, just drenched. Everybody like, "Are you okay?" And then my friend, she said, "Yeah, we on that age." I was like, "I'm just 39. Oh my God. How can I be perimenopausal?" But I think that's really what hit me, y'all. It's real. And thanks to TikTok, I'm learning more and more about perimenopause and smelling a phantom scent. Smell it sometimes everywhere, sometimes nowhere, and sometimes not all the time. It is pissing me off. And now it's making me think about my mom. She would smell phantom things too. But anyway, my cousin, because as a tangent, remember, we be going around in circles. And if you're ADD like me, baby, you follow. Okay. So me and she was talking to me yesterday, and I actually cried because I have been weaning off, but I have been weaning previously on my medication. Instead of 10, I was taking 5 milligrams of Miss Lexi. Okay. And she's been with me through the ups and the downs for I think a decade now, really. And it has really saved my life along with a couple of other mental health medications because here, oh, I hope y'all don't hear me tapping on my thing. Because here I am highly educated and highly medicated to get through life. And as a Black woman, I believe highly in, if you don't know, you don't know. If you don't know, if you know, you know. I am a Black woman who believes in mental health, just in case I have to reintroduce myself to some of y'all folks. I am a believer in Black mental health, Black freedom, Black liberation for all. And I mean all for all my days, hays, and Maymays. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. But I am for the liberation of all Blacks. I'm rooting for every black. black, black, black on, black, my black on, black. Says, honey, they started a war on the last day. What in the shibble de dibble? I'm not loving the sound of this. Hello, 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 hello. That's a little bit better. Just seems kind of robotic still. I turned off that. I'm on the pro and then plus EMC. But anyway, Lord, it went all over the place and I went off the tracks, y'all. And that's getting worse. My memory, speaking of peri freaking menopause, my memory is even worse. Like it is bad, honey. I live by constant timers to remind me to take a break. Even I still ignore those bad boys just because the world is trash and I'm like, I don't want to wake up. I know I need to talk to the lady. I just emailed her today. So back to the conversation I was trying to have with you guys about OG cousin J Money from Philadelphia, you know? She was telling me that I am worrying her, and I don't like to worry her because she's one of my favorite people in the world. We talk every day. We have a pact to talk every day. If we miss a streak, like we almost went the whole year without missing a streak. There were some days like you just said fuck it. But not fuck it because we didn't love each other, but because, like, it just happens. Life is constantly moving. And so she my girl. She's my girl. When she tells me that she's worried, that's when I'm like, "Oh, okay. I am not hiding it." Which makes me remember that I was trying to hide my shit. Because she's one of the few people in my life that knows me and has seen me through decades of ups and downs. Like road dog homie to the bitter end. Like, I love her. I would this is no hyperbole. I would hurt somebody for her because I love her. And I looked just like my mom. And if you didn't know, my mom is dead and my dad is dead. So that is a lot of the things that I talk about too. Grief is a bitch, and I don't think we talk about it. And as a person now who is practicing spirituality, and it's not really full, it doesn't really have a full trace. Like I'm picking and choosing. I guess I'm just trying to be intuitive with my spirituality. I'd still talk to God, but also call on my ancestors. I just started saying Ashe, and it doesn't feel weird. But I still like to say amen because Christianity and Islam and now Black Yoruba spirituality traditions are something that I want to express. But anyway, I got off of the cosigns are tangenting today, baby. But anyway, back to my cousin. She told me that she was worried, and so I'm like, okay. And then I cried because I'm like, oh, she sees me. That wonderful, wonderful woman sees me. And like I pray for her as hard as I pray for myself sometimes. And so that's when I was like, okay, I'm not going to build on my workout. And oh my God, she put me through it. She put me through it. Again, shout out to With Love Fitness with Corey and Love Punky in Memphis, Tennessee. She does virtual. She's affordable. She's gentle. She is just amazing. I love her. I love her. I have to tell a story about her and the death of my mom. Sounds sad and morbid. I told her, and it means something immensely to my spirit that that moment we had together happened. But anyway, she told me she was worried, and so now I'm worried. I was like, oh, okay. She said she did tell me she's like, you're still doing good. You're still doing great. But she just wants me to focus it. She reminded me that whatever I'm trying to do in my life or my content or my job, that I need to make sure is with a purpose. Like some of the things I set out with, they have a purpose. I fashion myself as a little bit of a scientist. I love science. When I learned the hypothesis, the scientific method, I loved it. And it's so logical. And I'm also a very whimsical bitch too. And I'm also very anxious. I am a human, apparently. And I like to kind of like experiment with myself. And so just with experimenting intentionally with I was taking my meds and then I was weaning off of them and then I ran out and then I knew I needed to pay for my subscription so I can get it back. And I just owed money. And money is my thing that just stops me. Like, it stopped me from going. It gave me my excuse to not see the lady for probably like the last 8 months. So I emailed and asked if I could come back to her because she's a Black lady. She even has goals in her mouth. I was like, you authentic ass Black woman, you. I love you. Like, and she was so real. And she has like funny sayings and like very Blackisms. And I just love it. And it was like being able to talk to my auntie who has a therapy degree, who is slightly decolonized in her religion, but she still very much hold on to Christianity. But she asked me if that was okay. And I love it. She's about consent and just checking in, and she is awesome. But when I hit that wall of like money stopping me from going, I use that as an excuse to like, I'm going to use the tools that I have, but I'm also just going to free ball it, you know? I'm going to free ball it. I'm a raw dog life, unassisted, unsupported in my life. And I did it. And I still hit some bumps on the road, but I also like had to remind myself, okay, like she said, justifying is just lying to yourself. Like, yeah, you're right, bitch. And I did a lot of things where I retroactively guilting myself when my mom passed, like finding a way to blame myself for not doing every God possible thing that I did, and knowing that I did do every God possible thing I could, say no possible thing I could with what I had. And she helps me a lot. And I made sure to, do the writing, but I also didn't. I also indulged. I tried to sex it away. I did not run. I did not run away because my knees are terrible. I tried to smoke it away. I tried to do all that. The self-medication of one's body and mind, carnally, alcoholy, whatever, it's real. It's cheap. It's not necessarily, well, I don't know if it's cheaper than therapy, but it feels better than therapy because the feeling of escaping and avoiding your problems is nice. Nobody really wants to, not nobody, not everybody, but I feel like sometimes we just don't want to sit in those problems. We don't want to let it go because it's comfortable. She feels very familiar. This good old trauma stemming from semi emotionally avoidant and emotionally anxious parents who created an emotionally attached daughter who likes to people please. And because she learned early that if obeying everything that your parents did, you didn't get in trouble and you weren't the bad kid. You were the good kid. You're the good girl who didn't make mistakes, who didn't disappoint their parents, who made sure to get A's and B's and C's, who read books because her mom read books and worked hard because her dad worked hard. Her dad constantly stayed at a job and never left the job until the job made him leave. Who drank on the porch and didn't know this man smoked cigarettes for fucking 20 years of my life. This man held it, but let my mom take the blame. Like, she was a smoker of the family. So there was always she's a smoker, but my dad was a drinker. And, oh God, like, being emotionally aware and having an EQ over the third grade is wild because you start really decolonizing your childhood and realizing your parents were just 60 and 70-year-old children who had kids who who dealt with so much fucking trauma at an early age. My mom was burnt all over her body. My dad was a dark-skinned man born in the before World War II. My mom was born after World War II. We're in the year of the Nakba because Free Palestine over here, where the Palestinian indigenous people were unceremoniously slaughtered and their land was stolen. If you just look at it's just one timeline, y'all. If y'all look at that timeline, it tells you what the happened. We saw colonization with our own eyes all over again, but we were told to feel just sorry for the Jewish people, who I do feel sorry for the Jewish people. But I don't like the fact that they stole people's land to rectify what was done to them, just so they can continue to have control and create one of the biggest allies that we currently have now in 2026. Thank you. Anyway, I digress because remember, this is called Size of Tangent, trying to follow up. But anyway, talking about my family and how we are emotionally unavailable humans who are just understanding and learning why we are the way we are. why I'm the way I am. Avoidance. My mama was a runner and a track star, honey. She told me herself before that song came out. She said, honey, I'm a runner. And I'm like, me too, mother. Me too. Like mother, like daughter. I want to run away. I want to avoid it. I'm going to Heisman that hoe. I'm just going to Superman that hoe out of the way because avoiding is so much easier. Also, dating unavailable men is so much easier. Oh my God. I understand what's going to happen now, but letting somebody love me for real, fucking yuck. I'm going to call the lady. I want to work with it. Oh, no, I stopped going to her probably in January because I was dating this guy. I think it was like February. No, it was April because it was after I went on a date with the 25-year-old and I was dating this 44-year-old who gave me the serious ick. He liked me and he was a really nice guy, had a great job, had a great apartment in a great area. But when I walked into that man's house and it looked like an episode of Hoarders, my body and mind was like, I cannot take on this trouble. Nope, I am too fucking codependent for this. And I'm not gonna have this man leeching from me emotionally. Not gonna do it, won't gonna do it, can't do it. No, because God love them, my brothers. They're two very codependent men, and I keep trying to save grown men who are able-bodied. Also, we're in a war. I'm just like, I don't want them niggas to die alone. Hell, I want us to die together. I watched the movie Don't Look Up, and the ending was so fucking sad. Spoiler alert, they should have looked up a lot sooner, but they really did try to save the world. It was so, because I had to kind of watch it in and out, because I saw the ending of the movie a reel, and I was like, I really want to see that. And yeah, it's literally what we're going through right now. They've been trying to tell us that we needed to look the fuck up. It was basically stay woke. And even in the movie, they demonize don't look up or look up as the stay woke. And I was just like, good God, can we just learn from the content, honey? Like, can we just get these people together? Because we're ran by diamonds, okay? And I'm not even being hyperbolic, okay? Like, I don't know who is going to hear this and think, oh, she was a conspiracy theorist. No, the conspiracies are real, honey. The conspiracies have been real all along. The call's been coming from inside the house the whole time. The call has been coming from inside the house the whole time. We owe several crazy people apologies, honey. Jaguar Wright, Cat Williams, Lando Brown. Oh, baby. We owe so many crazy sounding people apologies. Because within what those things that sounded crazy were just god awful truths. On back to what I'm going to do. I gotta circle it in. I guess I'm telling a story. I'm bobbing and weaving. Oh, what did Orange Julius say? It's called the weave. The weave. I'm weaving in, honey. And I feel like I at least make somewhat sense. If you know, you know. So back to me. I am gonna call a lady. Have I drank today? Yes. I'm off. I'm not working. But again, having to feel like I have to make that excuse is real. You know? It's real. Can stop, but I do know that Lord, this accent gonna chew me up. This addiction. Oh, there you go. The addiction personality that I do have is there. And I want to be stronger than it. And I have been stronger than it. And I no longer want to use just because the world sucks and my parents are no longer here. My job's hard. The world's hard. I don't want to use that as an excuse anymore. Like I remember I told my best friend cousin, J Money from J Money Honey from Philly Dilly. I was telling her that the 2022, which 22 has been some of the angel numbers that I see constantly, 222, 22, 22, 0, 0, 22, like all over the place, and 333 is, and 222 has just been following me. Like, I've had some of my greatest ideas It's around two. Anyway, like that's when I started writing the book. I was doing my podcast. I was doing like 2 episodes a week. Also, I got Adderall for the first time to help with my ADD, which I do have because trust me, I was so focused and I was so able and capable and it was amazing. She had to remind me like that's something that I want to get back on because like I do have a stimulant version of Adderall called Strattera, which is good. It keeps me stable. Um but it's something that I had to take. I have to take every day because the withdrawal is crazy. The withdrawal is scary. Like right now, I think the withdrawal from Lexapro, Lexi the Pro, um, is bad. That withdrawal was dark. I was very scared for myself. I was like, I called. I was like, doot 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 doot. Because I do, again, if you just not meeting me, I had struggled with suicidal ideations in 2020. And I had to take some time off of work because I was hurting. So hurting. I was not in a good space. So I was like, oh, this is feeling mighty strong. And that scared me. And that's when I was like, okay, Sana, you can't be fucking around with your meds ever again. But for 2022, between 2022 to like the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, I had to step back into the codependent caregiving role. 2022 to 2023, I chose myself. I did things for myself. I cut my fucking hair off. Was I dating that man? I was dating that white man, honey. Lord, I've dated so many white men. My friends are like, Santa, considering where the world is, it might be a problem. I was like, honey, it is. They're so pretty. I love their little blue eyes and their blonde hair. Oh, and the redhead. Don't get me started. But anyway, I still love my nigga. I love my niggas. Dark. I was with a black, dread, skinny nigga for almost 10 years. But then I also still dated a plethora of white men. Honey, they put me through. I'm about to say I was through. I did talk about it on TikTok. The white men's, honey, whew, diabolical. At least with the black man that I was with for a decade, we had a very honest relationship. But it was also not a great one. I really got to talk to the lady about some things. Oh, I forgot. I was on the story about the man, the 44-year-old. 44-year-old, I dated him, and he just gave me the ick. The yucks, honey. The yuck, the yuck, yuck, yuck. And I realized that I cannot do another man that is codependent because they remind me of my brothers. Of them. Reminded me of my dad. My dad was a good man, but he was also a flawed man. He was an old Negro, honey, as I stated. The nigga was born in 1941. He lived through Jim Crow segregation. He marched. That nigga was at the last speech of Martin Luther King before he got assassinated in Memphis. My daddy is Black history. My mom was burnt all over her body at 2 years old, so she has been traumatized since she was 200. Them niggas been through it. And so I feel like we didn't have to go through the strong arms of racism. We had to go through they went through the overt narcissist version of racism. We're in the more covert cult-like version of racism where we see it and we keep getting gaslit that it ain't that bad. I'm just like, it's bad. My grandpappy picked cotton. Okay, not my grandpappy, my daddy. My daddy picked cotton. His daddy picked cotton. His daddy was probably a sharecropper, and then his daddy may have been a slave. That's like, no, actually, I think it's maybe 2 generations. I think he was like I'm gonna have to do the math, honey. I don't got it though. He's about two, maybe 3 generations removed from slavery. They had the trauma. Oh, best friend cousin calling me. I'm gonna see if she gonna let me record. She ain't. She ain't. Hey, best friend cousin, I'm recording my podcast. Would you be on it?
I'm not right now. I'm at work.
Okay. I knew she wasn't gonna be on it. Well, everything okay? You want me to call you back?
Yeah, I just saw your post. So I was concerned, but I'll talk to you later.
Oh, about the white woman. She said
No,
which one?
I didn't see that. I just saw a post that said, "I'm gonna be blocking you if I work with you. You say you are offended."
Oh yeah, because this white woman at my job was like, I did a post and it was supposed to be funny, and she's like, I don't like the language. And I was like, I don't like the fact that a white woman is voicing her opinion on me that I work with. So I said, I'm just gonna block you. No hate. I love you. And I just blocked her.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. I said,
Okay,
I just want to keep my privacy. And I was like,
that's real.
like,
Okay.
oh yeah, I'm good. What's up, people? Okay. So, yeah, that happened today. I feel like it's just me reminding to set boundaries because, like, I feel like with TikTok, with cosigns and tangents, with my books, I'm having to try to supplement my income, and I can't feasibly put my heart and soul into another job. I might as well try with something that brings me joy. I'm even thinking about picking up my camera again. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it for money. But I definitely want to do it just so my heart has something to like enjoy because it's so bad outside. Sorry, I'm getting a little anxious because again, I haven't I'm my medicine. I'm in the midst of getting that back taken care of. So again, I want to continue expressing who I am because I feel like at least having a real authentic conversation with you all gives you the grace and you feel like you can have those authentic conversations and be vulnerable. I need a safe space. I guess that's what it is. I need a safe space. Like I've been so isolated for the last 2 years since my mom died. Like because no shade to my friends, like they have their own lives. And like if we were in college, it'd probably been different because I lived literally next door to like some of my closest friends to this day, or the people that I value to this day. I can literally walk into their houses and sit in their couches and look at their house, look at them as they do homework. But that's not the case. And so I had to learn how to be myself again. I had to learn like who is Sana, and it's a struggle. Like I had some fun, but also had some very sad times sitting in my cute and cozy apartment that I've worked so hard to maintain. And I've developed a community on like social medias that I do enjoy having. And I do want it. And I don't want to say codependent, but that is part of my struggle. So yeah, but I don't want to give my whole all being. I want to keep my job because I enjoy my job. I get intrinsic value of the growth that I'm attributing and some of the wins and the successes. And I feel like I can make a difference there. So like having somebody saying that they didn't like it and you know how no shades to the white women, but sometimes y'all can be a little bit of a Karen, and I don't need anyone's feelings or fifis to be hurt in anything that I say. And that I have the opportunity to have free speech to say and tell somebody I work with. You hear say don't say this. I did a post about say how it was this Asian guy. I can show you. I don't even. I'm so bad at trying to show stuff. Da, 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 da. I did a post about this Asian man being very happy when his friends called him an N-word to his face, and I was like, I do that to my white friends, and I have one white friend. I think I do call both of my really close white girlfriends. I might call them the N-word to their face. I'll be like, "Dude, I love you so much." And then like my other friend, her husband, I call him a nigga. I don't call him a nigga to his face, I don't think. But I joked and said, I call him a nigga to his face because I know he will never say it back. And I love them for that. D- Because like black folks have reclaimed nigga as a term of endearment and also a genderless phrase. Because when I say nigga, I mean everybody. Almost when I say nigga, I mean every person. A nigga is a human to me. You can be a low down human or a bad human or a good human. It's depending on the context and the tone. And we all know how black people can do a context and a tone and a look and a smirk and a kiki and a giggle. So the black telepathy is crazy. And I love that for us because, and when I say we should have, but they did it again, right? But it is whatever, what's whoop de whoop is XYZ is all the above. But anyway, when I felt, and I sent the woman a text message because before I became a manager, we were cool. We go to dinner, we have talked politics. We don't agree on any of the politics thing, but with the people I work with, even I always give the benefit of the doubt because I have to work with you. I have to see you every day. And I'm not one of those people who likes to go and not talk to everybody because I'm programmed to be nice because, as I told you, anxiously avoidance. obedient child, people pleaser, all these things I want to change about myself because the year that I spent not kowtowing to people's desires and wants for me and wanted them to like me, love me, or choose me, pick me, all that fucking bullshit was one of the best years of my life. And I want to get back to her and I want to get back to who she is and who she is beyond. Like, I wanna meet Michael B. Jordan. I wanna interview that nigga. I wanna talk about his spirituality. How much did it shift playing in the movie of Sinners? How did you really feel when that nigga called you, when that, oh, sorry, when that white man at the Baptist screamed the hard R N word while you were presenting? And they showed it globally to the worldwide where y'all embarrassed two black men for what? And don't even try to play us to the left that y'all, and don't, the gaslighting, like I said, we're dealing with the covert narcissistic version of racism where they will gaslight you to your motherfucking face and tell you that no, we didn't do that on purpose. And they purposely had a delay. And this is written in the article per the man. It was written in the article that the man was scared because he knows that he does that when he see blacks. Like crazy, crazy work. That's how your Tourette's work, but okay. And the people assured him that there's going to be a 2-hour delay. They were going to let everybody know. They were going to, make sure he was 40 rows back, that if he says anything, no one can hear them. Yet still it happened. And the man didn't really apologize. He did an apology, and apparently he said he reached out to them behind the scenes. And then the public apology that he gave wasn't really like a real apology. Like, it was just like, I'm sorry, but it's just like, come on, man. Come on, Cletus. We know. We have eyes, honey. We've seen it. The Black American knows white America more than white America knows itself. Like, there's this woman, she's a feminist, but she's also, like, not really a male apologist. She's more of a male understander. And I feel like I'm a male understander. Like, I understand that some of y'all are fucked up because of patriarchy fucked y'all up bad. Because it fucked women up bad. But that's why a lot of women who decolonized their patriarchy, what's the opposite? They have, I'll just say deconstructed their patriarchy and know that their toxic traits come from the ideals of patriarchy and where women belong in a patriarchy, which is also upheld by Christian national beliefs. Same thing that happens to Black Americans. Honey, I could bring everything back to slavery, honey. That's my topic. Slavery is the root of all evil. Especially, like, capitalism ain't nothing but chattel slavery, just in a different name. We're the capital. I said that in the early podcast. It sounded very conspiratorial, but ding, ding, ding. Who was right? Oh, I gotta think. Was this a Damn it. I thought it says ding, and I thought it was going to ding ding. Nope, nope. There we go. It says ding ding. My bad. Black ass can't read. Anyway, but ding 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 is fucking slavery. Everything is rooted back to slavery. Capitalism is just by another name. It's the jail system. Neo slavery. It's just a jail system. And then they also have to pay them. And then we are just the capital, honey. But they have to pay us to rent our lives until we fucking die. So during 2020, a lot of that was decolonizing from your girl's brain. Okay, because 2016, decolonizing my Christianity, decolonizing my faith, decolonizing the world. Honey, I started seeing the world for how it is. It is crazy. And I just be trying to, like, make it. It's really hard. But anyway, bringing us back, I was talking about where I want to see myself and protecting my brand. It makes me sick to my stomach, but I want to but again, why does it make me sick to my stomach? We have to ask ourselves these questions. It makes me sick because I want to be perceived. I don't want to be perceived for capitalistic gain, but because as a fat Black woman I feel like I am a Memphis 9, then I'm a society 5. Maybe societal 5. Like, I'm cute in the face, in the waist. I'm thicker than a slicker, sticker, then a sticker. Yeah. Oh, sticker, then a sticker. Oh, yeah. Anyway. But that's not been the societal norm, the beauty standards. And come to find out, that is a beauty standard steeped in pedophilia. Yuck. Like, come on. Like, I'm proud to have a full figure. I'm proud to have hair under my on. It's hard to come out of the shadows when you thought you were destined for the backstage, you know? Like I'm literally the number 2 of my sorority on my sorority line because my sorority sister, God, I love her. She's smart. She's a fucking doctor of education. She's brilliant. She's also beautiful. But I was okay to be behind her. I didn't want to step up, even though, like, technically, because I was shorter than her, I should have been an ace, but I didn't want that spotlight. I didn't want that energy. I didn't want that smoke. But I wanted to play the supporting role in her life. Come on, play this. And I've played that role for so long because that's all I saw. Strong, funny, quirky, black, fat, funny female supporting the skinny lead counts as fun. Or like seeing the black Slayer on Buffy getting her killed, getting herself killed, even though that bitch ain't aged. Like it's just we have always played the background. So having the opportunity to like be seen and heard for my personality because my dad told me that some white woman, honey, said that this girl was supposed to be a star. Some white woman prophesized over me that she's so son is she should be in front of the stage. She should be on the TV. I was like, well, and I've always wanted to be an actress. Always want to be a dancer. I want to be a singer. But I never really saw myself. I was brave at certain things. Like I was always an outspoken young bitch. Like in high school, I was like this black woman was just talking down to us. And I'm just in my seat like, and then I just like raised my hand. I said, excuse me, why are you talking to us like this? And I didn't understand. I didn't know the phrase self-fulfilling prophecy, but I knew the outcome. I knew the action. She was like, y'all ain't gonna be shit if you do act this way. And I'm just like, ma'am, why are you giving us this energy? If you already think we're gonna be like this, then we're just gonna be like this since you think the less of us. Think better of us. And she was like, damn, you're right. I've always been outspoken. I don't like bullies. I've been bullied my whole life for being fat, for being Muslim at one point. Even though I feel like I claim Islam, but I realized I know nothing about Islam, honey. Nothing. When I got older, and I'd be like lying, like lying or lying by omission or like I was like, yeah, yeah. But I never said I would hijab or, we didn't practice Ramadan, honey. We went so we went to the mosque, went to the masjid, honey. I went to the kids court, not kids court, the kids classroom, ate delicious pound cakes and bean pies and chilled, honey. I was chilling in the back, but we were very like not anti-religion, but we were very lazy Christians. We were very lazy Muslims, and then we just didn't go to church, honey. We went to church on special occasions. So I grew up kind of just like very relaxed in my religiosity, and my parents, thank God, like I didn't know that people had parents that would force them in a religion and would disown them because of that. Like my parents were just so chill with it. I remember I told my dad, I said, Dad, I think I'm gonna be a Christian in college. He said, okay, whatever, as long as you believe in God, that's all that matters. And to think like that was very progressive for men born in 1940s. Black men in the 40s, conservative, honey. And my parents really weren't that conservative. They didn't draw walls, express myself. They really wanted us to like express ourselves. Like we weren't like those like call them Charlie Free. Like okay, when I did get older, my dad would be like, "Say the win," and I'll be like, "Charlie Free." It made him laugh, but I never did it in a disrespectful way. Like, like some of my counterparts of the fairer skin, they'd be like, okay, Karen, what the fuck? I would never talk about my mama. I would never call him a liar. Like, that was just, I had some typical black childhood, but there was also some freedom. So I thank my parents for that. Thank you, mom and daddy, for having those moments. But you're right. I know I'm all over the place. I'm not going to apologize because I said earlier on that I was going to stop apologizing for who I am and take up space. It's a lot harder than it looks, but I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? But just to kind of bring it around, like my cousin told me she was worried, and it reminded me that I have a plan, going to therapy, talking to the lady, going back outside because there was some times where like I would have this agoraphobic reaction to leaving the house. Like my stomach would hurt. I would have to like I would get to leave the house and then my stomach would hurt and then I would have to go rush into the restroom. Like it was bad. Real bad. It got real bad last year. Like I had some of the worst issues last year when it came to leaving the house and I was talking to my lady about it. And I started withdrawing again too because I was like, I don't know. One it was cold, but again, excuses, excuses. But she's worried about me and I want to continue on the path of progression. And I also felt like it was a little threatened. I texted her and she's probably not gonna talk to me ever again, and that's cool. But I just wanted to make sure I set that boundary for myself. Like, hey, I said, hey, I love you. I really appreciate your friendship. I'm just letting you know, like, I know you didn't like my context, so I'm just gonna block you from it because I want to make sure and, like, it sounds like I'm putting her feelings first, but I'm also protecting myself. Like, if you don't like it, honey, that's cool. That is cool. That is A-okay. But I wanna protect myself. I want to build a brand. I have a new name. I'm going by the Author because I am an author. I'm a children's books author, but I also want to talk about that, but also want to keep talking about cosines and tangents, putting the two hats together. I'm a content creator, system elevator. Oh, I'm the fire salter. That's what I was trying to go to. I'm the fire salter. Wicked fire salter. Yeah. So, um, what else is that? Oh yeah, we're in the war with Iran, even though they won't call it a war. I've been trying to educate myself on why we're in the war. Um, I have watched some videos, but to be honest, I can't absorb it. I'm like Kelly Bundy in the episode where she reached her threshold of information intake. And anything that comes in goes right the fuck out. I can't hold it. If I do hold it, something else is gonna leave me, and it might be the third grade. And third grade was one of my favorite teachers, Miss Nathan. One of my favorite teachers who was white. I love white people. I've always liked white people. I've always liked the British accent. Like I was talking with some of my best friend cousin, because that she was raised by Panthers, honey. And not to say that my parents weren't pro-black, but they had, is it fine? There's this fine bald-headed black man. Y'all, I tell you, I did something so embarrassing. I was gonna post it out. I was like, say hey to him. And I said, I was like, hey, Mr. Bald Man. I was whispering. And then I just all of a sudden said, hey, good morning. Nigga can't see me. It's dark. It's weird. It's creepy. And he didn't know. He looked around and I was like waving. And I'm hoping to God he thinks if he saw me, he's like, she must be talking to somebody else. She can't be talking to me. And that's it. I ain't even posted video. I was thinking about posting it. I might post it. Like, I'm dumb. I am a hoot in the ass, honey. I be doing it for the plot. I'm tired. But I am going to work on rebranding myself. I really want to put the third book of Adventures of God out. I know me and my book partner said at least 3 books. And I want to complete that because I can start things, but sometimes finishing is really hard and because it's scary. Because what if I succeed? What if I fail? Fuck, can't be scared all the time. Anyway, I'm getting tired because I've been up since 8. So I need to go vote, pick up meds, and then I'm going to rest, drink some more water, and take a shower. I might clean up another area because my house was looking a little depressed because I guess I'm very functionally depressed. And I think a lot of people are. And I keep using that because, we're in a hellscape of fuckery, trafficking, and just awfulness. Like, it's bad. So if y'all hear this in the year 3000, y'all was crazy. I hope it's better. I hope we actually have a year 3000. If we on Earth, if we have a year 3000 on Earth, it'd be crazy. Like if y'all are listening to this in the future, like year 3000 on Jupiter's moon, Titus, and drinking whatever moon wine. I hope it's delicious. I hope it's delicious. But yeah, I'm tired. I need to go vote. But I just wanted to make a promise to myself. Do a podcast. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more linear because I think I know when I first started my podcast, I used to just jump on here and talk shit, about whatever I found interesting. But when I actually gave a fuck, when I had like a actual what's the word I'm looking for? When I had an actual outline, I enjoyed it more. And I felt a little bit more linear. I felt like I was a little bit more understood, and I really enjoyed it more because I was being intentional. Now, the spontaneity is great, but when you're actually putting in the work to make something good, it shows. Oh, back to the thing. I want to meet Michael B. Jordan. I want to interview him. I want to interview Wumi. God, I love her. Annie. I want to talk to celebrities and interview them and ask them questions I've always wanted to ask them about my favorite movies. Like, I want to talk to Janine Garofalo, Lord Garofalo, because like even though she wasn't black, I still found things to identify with her. She wasn't like she was so called fat. She wasn't fucking fat, honey, but she was considered fat and marginally unattractive, and because I was socialized to believe, like, I knew I was cute, but I didn't think, and I always had, like, this undertone, like, "You really be the try girl?" That's something else I gotta talk to about the lady. That self-worth, honey, that self-esteem, honey, was not self-esteeming, honey. But I had reasons. But I would love to talk to Janine Garofalo because she hates The Truth About Cats and Dolls, and I love that movie. And I just be wanna tell her, like, "Girl, I love that movie because I played the violin. She played the violin. She was dark-haired. I was dark-haired. She was funny. She had a great personality. She's also a radio personality, and I wanted to like I be Khadijah, probably explains my queerness anyway. So whatever, that's another conversation for another day. Yeah, gotta leave y'all something with a little something. Leave you with a little something, make you come back. Leave you with a little mystery. Yeah, but yeah, I have some things that I want to do, and my cousin reminded me that if I stay on the path that I was going on, that I won't get to the place that I want to be and the place that I know I can be because I've been very close to her before. I've been her before, but I had to put her back into the closet, I guess. I don't know. I had to put her back in the closet so I could take care of my family. I had to be there. The unfortunate, awful privilege of watching her transition. I didn't see her last breath, and I'm thankful because I didn't think I was strong enough to see it, and I didn't want to. Because after she died, I like took a beer that was like lukewarm, chugged it, and laid down on the air mattress, and then proceeded to throw up. And my brother took care of me for the first time in probably 20 years. It was nice. I want that. I want to be taken care of, but also want to be encouraged, loved, valued. But in order to do that, I have to do it myself. And I do it myself, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I forget to re up my meds on time. Accidentally on purpose? Nah, bitch. Sometimes I eat way too much fast food. Sometimes I don't eat. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I punish myself. Sometimes I eat too much. Sometimes I don't drink water. Being very honest right now because why the hell not? It's my shit. You know? If you don't like it, get your own shit. Get your own shit. Do your own shit. Do your own thing. Enjoy the first minute while we still have it. But also, you have to protect the things that you value. If you want to make a brand, you got to start a brand. Have to learn how to start a brand, how to understand how to maintain it. But these are all plans. Y'all, go vote. If you're in Georgia, go vote. If you're in any other location that is voting, go vote, please, for the love of everything, God. Vote Democrat because at least the Democrats are not trying to take away your rights, honey. They're not. I had a post go like not really viral, but it got a lot of views, and I got over 1,000 followers for the first time on my Instagram ever. And it was me screaming about people dog whistling, wanting Jasmine to have a softer tone and not yell and not berate white women for voting against their own interests. And I was just livid. Like livid. Y'all always want us to have a fucking soft tone with you bitches. Why? So what did a soft tone get us? You like Trump's tone? You like Orange Julius' tone? The tone of him taking away our rights and making things so expensive that there's a woman, God bless her, she voted for Trump 3 years in a row, 3 sections in a row. She's blind, she's dependent on Medicaid, and she only gets like $50 of food stamps a month. And she lost 28 pounds, not of her own will of volition, but because she's impoverished. And then because I am an empathetic person, I felt sorry for her. And then also people were talking about this young white woman, Carter. Should we be softer to her? No, no. When you voted because you thought my rights were going to get taken away, but yours wasn't, and you want me to be soft to you? You wanted to hurt me. You wanted me to suffer. Thinking that you wouldn't suffer because I would. You want to take my rights away. And you want to just be forgiven like that? No. Justice. I want justice. People be like, I want the Orange Julius to no longer be Orange Julius. I want them all to go, da da da. No, I want them to face justice. Justice, honey. Oh, I got a voice for that. I want them to face justice. Oh, wait, I got a scary one. I want them this. I want them to lose every single thing that they got because of their sick, deviant ways. And I want them to live with themselves. You know, in movies, when like a character who has so much power, they're omnipotent, but something more omnipotent takes their omnipotence away and makes them human. I want them to become human. They need to get all their wealth stripped from them. They need to become minimum wage workers. They need to understand how to struggle. They need to live a life of the average American and die at an old age having to pay for the things that they did. I want justice. No death until you're 100. That way the lessons really stuck in. And there's at least a couple of generations that can learn from your fuckery. Because we know that the prison industrial complex can be bought, loopholed. And that's not right. I'm gonna take this voice off. Forgot it. Okay, I think it's just pro. Hello? I think that's better. But anyway, that's all I got. It got dark there, but we're in dark times, motherfucker. Here, I can't be light and butterflies and rainbows every time. It's not all I am. I am typically optimistic. I have a molecule of faith left that we can figure this shit out and not burn our planet to ground and actually stop being horrible humans to other humans because they're humaning differently than you. Again, the 4 pillars that I think we should all uphold is don't hurt anyone. Don't hurt anyone financially, mentally, spiritually, physically, sexually. Leave people alone if that person is a consenting adult of able body and mind and of age and they consent to it. It is none of our business. But children, elderly, people who are mentally incapable of being of their own devices, those who are vulnerable, most vulnerable animals should be taken care of and treated with the reverence and respect that they deserve because they're vulnerable. But if you are an able-bodied human, you should be able to do what you want with who you want, who is legally, even though I think the age of consent should be 20. But anyway, because if you got 10 in your age, it's still weird. If you're 30 dating a teen something, 19, 18 something, you're gross. Yuck. What you talking to that person about? Gen Alpha, Gen Z, bitch. You ain't talking to them nothing. Anyway. But I'm not gonna judge because they're still considered consenting adults. Mind you the past, none of my business. Anyway, I was supposed to get off here. I'm dragging y'all back. I'm getting off. I'm like the Lord of the Rings having 15 different endings. Fuck, that was a lot of endings. Anyway, this is your girl. Say, cosides and tangents. Maybe your friend, I may be your foe, I don't know. But all I know is that I still have a molecule of hope that we can figure this shit out. But if we don't, I want to look fucking amazing. Want my ghost or my incorporeal form or whatever I turn into stardust to be sexy and healthy and shine as bright as she can. Because after seeing my mom die, like I don't fear death. I don't fear the afterlife. I think my mom was a beautiful person. She did the fucking best she can, and I'm not gonna put her in a heaven or a hell. I just hope that if there is reincarnation, that she is reincarnated. I believe that we're raising our ancestors because we're being gentle and loving parents. We're raising our ancestors finally with love, kindness, respect, and that their souls will be restful. So I hope my mom was reborn and she chose into a body of a beautiful Black girl because I want her to experience girlhood without the pain and the problemhood of bullshit ass patriarchal norms and beauty standards. I want her to be in a rich family because she always wanted money, but a rich, loving family that no matter the money, that they don't treat their children like objects and property. She's treated with kindness and love. And I want that for everybody. Anyway, I love you. Bye. Bye. Wait, I'm gonna get some music. No, that's weird. I love y'all. Y'all have a good one, okay?